appears, the stories unfold. Flip the cards, turn around, the stories we found. In the shadows we dance, take a chance, take a chance.
Good morning and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, our daily inventory and chance to remind ourselves to take a breath. Chance to check in with the universe, see how we're feeling, see how we're doing. Good morning, Maureen. So I was doing readings yesterday, and it seemed like there was a theme going on yesterday. For the people I was reading on, it just reminded me how easy it is not to change. Sometimes we even forget change is an option because we get so comfortable. And somehow or another, and I'm still trying to figure out how it ties into it, but being a musician, being a tarot reader, to me it's almost like that stage fright thing. It's like it's just would be more comfortable sometimes not to go out on a stage. But once I'm there, I'm ecstatic. It's the same thing for reading cards. I mean, let's face it. You go out there and it's like you're waiting for that one time you really bomb. And I keep my fingers crossed, but I don't tend to bomb. It turns out that I always get something out of it also when I'm talking to somebody and I'm doing the tarot. But it would be easier not to do it. Just to say, you know what? I don't want the stress. I don't want the anxiety. But then again, once I do it, I'm like so energized. So I was just thinking about that because that's part of what keeps me from changing. It's like it's just easier not to, or doing something different. So that's why I think that doing our meditations and stuff is important. Because that way we can actually check in to see what those anxieties are. To take a look in that mirror that's not just a piece of glass, but to look a little bit deeper. So, here we are, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. And of course that reminds us, can we get our feet flat on the floor and have our butt do the kitty dance? Getting it comfortable in the seat, and where's our shoulders at, and where's our neck? And prepare just to check in. So, but I really do love reading for people. So, I am going to do this. Then I'm going to do this, which is I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path. Because this stack is one conversation will lead down one path. This one's a totally different path. And this one will take us in a totally different direction. So today I am going to go for the center stack, or what I like to think of as the heart. What's right at the center. And I'm going to do our 3 and 1. 1, 2, 3. Quatre. And flipping the cards over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. And the first card is the 2 of coins. So 1 is when we plant a seed, right? 2 is when we're trying to balance things or we have decisions to make. And coins are home, health, finances, and all those things that keep us grounded. And sometimes the choices aren't always easy. Pamela Coleman Smith has put the little lamescate in here and the water. But it's still just the option of having the choice, making a choice. Moving on to the number 3. Where are we going to go? But it's important to not stay because, again, Coins are about being grounded. So it's important to be grounded and to just make that decision sometimes. And then we have wands now. So this is the opposite of coins. Wands are the element of fire. Coins are the element of earth. So eights are all about progress, moving forward, getting things done. Wands are fire, action, our creativity, our passions. So sometimes the way I like to describe this is that, when you shoot an arrow into the air, once that arrow leaves the bow, we have no control over where it lands. And sometimes that's how things can feel. Good morning, Angelina. But we release that arrow, it's going through the air, and we have, we did the best we could, and then it's going to land where it's going to land. But sometimes things just start moving too fast for us. Which, if we combine that with the two of coins, might be one of those things where we're taking too long to make a decision, and then things just start racing out of control. But let's see what these eights, these are actually pointing at something. Let's see what these flying wands are pointing at. It's almost like a goal. So first off, I just want to say that now we are dealing with multiple elements here. We have our coins, we have our wands, and now we have the Four of Swords. We have earth, we have air, and we have earth, we have fire, and now we have air. Earth, wind, and fire. Now, earth, wind, and fire. Swords are our thoughts. Swords are our ideas. Swords are sometimes our anxieties. And sometimes when things just start moving too fast for us, the clock becomes our enemy, or we just find that we're doing 80% of the work in the last 20% of the time because good morning, Joey. Yeah, all kinds of things up in the air, as Maureen says. But it's like, just remembering that it's like, even though things maybe seem moving, and we're struggling to get things done, and then sometimes it just seems like things are not in our control. Eventually these are going to land and we get to start over again. And so it's about remembering, while these things are happening, what's going on though is that we need to remember to breathe, which is what I always say, because when we have the Four of Swords, four legs on a table, 4 legs on a chair, that's about stability. So even if things start moving and we feel like it's too fast, or we feel that anxiety, deadlines, timelines, things like that, it's how we feel. It doesn't mean we can't stop and take a breath. So let's see what the advice card is, though. So here we have the Seven of Cups. So we are talking about all the elements in our lives. Earth, fire, air. Cups are the element of water. Sevens are about potential. Sevens are about drive and ambition. And we can see here with cups, which deal with spirituality, emotions, feelings, things like that. So sometimes when we're in the middle of something and things start moving in a direction or faster or in a way where, again, I always use, for me, I'm trying to do 80% of the work in the last 20% of the time. It's easy enough to get distracted by other things. Just like I said before about whether it's stage fright or anything, it's like, instead of focusing here on what needs to be done, it's easier just to sit down and watch TV. Or it's easier to wish for other things, even though we need to get this done. And you can see that in this card, he's kind of wishing for jewels here. There's victory here. We have this dragon, so that we have our fears. We have a little castle. We have relationships, hidden thing. So this is the least grounded card in the deck. So he's looking up. We don't even see his feet. So the advice here is about staying focused, or or as Maureen says, I presume you mean dream a little dream, then get to work. I'm not going to say what you said there. But good morning, Debbie from Texas. Debbie O, Texas. So as Maureen, yeah, dream a little dream and then get to. But the main thing here today is that it's hard sometimes to stay focused. It's hard sometimes when we are out of balance between, the element of earth is our feet. The element of wands is our passion, so that's our hip area. The element of air, swords, which is our neck. And then at the bottom is our heart. Which there's things that we wish for. I wish it was this way. I wish the world was this way. I wish it was that way. I wish it was it. It's like all that wishing, that and $2 won't even buy us a cup of coffee. So today it's about not getting overwhelmed, making choices without being overwhelmed so that we can stay focused, doing the things we need to do, putting things in motion, and then giving ourselves that mental break without allowing ourselves to pick up. This is me on my phone looking at Facebook. This is me watching the TV show Community for the 5th time instead of doing something else. When actually I'm just trying to distract myself. So for today, what are those distractions that are keeping us from doing what we need to do, that are covering our anxieties instead of being able to take a breath and see the way things really are and accepting it? What's keeping us from sleeping at night? I think this is an awesome goal. Here's your goal. Take a look at this person here, and what's it going to take to feel like that? That's the question. Even if the whole world is going nuts, what's it going to take to have 15 minutes to do this? So with that, thank you all very, very much. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. I'm playing music. We're having guests over tonight. We'll have about 15 people, all with musical instruments and all singing. So that's going to be fun. And tomorrow we're doing the Father's Day thing. And Sunday we're going to Baltimore. Oh my God. Talk about overwhelmed. Look at all this stuff. And I have things to do. But I hope everybody has that amazing day today, amazing evening, if that's what time it is. And I will see you again on Monday. Yeah, get rest. I just named all the things I'm doing this weekend. Good luck to me. Take care.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, run around. The stories we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light. Readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears.